Hello and welcome back to the Baby Gut Health podcast. I am delighted to be here. My name is Laila and I'm a baby naturopath and nutritionist specializing in allergies and gut health. And I'm delighted to be speaking today about what is going on when your child is still reacting to foods even after you've done elimination diets. Maybe you've done probiotics, maybe you've supplemented them with vitamin D, and you're still getting those reactions. Maybe the reactions are even getting worse, and you're realizing that something that used to be mild is now anaphylaxis. And I want to explain to you what is missing in the typical approach and why these reactions are still happening to your child. Firstly, my heart goes out to you. I know how hard it is to navigate this allergy space. It can be really scary and overwhelming. All you want is for your child to live a happy and healthy life and be able to go to a birthday party and enjoy food with their friends and siblings. And I know that you've probably been on a really long journey seeing specialist after specialist, and it can be really challenging to navigate all this. And, you know, maybe I'm just one more practitioner and you're wondering what's the difference? Why is this person talking about allergies and why is their approach so different? So I will help to explore the difference and why I usually approach allergies in a very unique way and kind of go from there. I work with babies who are breastfeeding still and showing all those allergy symptoms really early on in life. I work with babies who are starting solids or who have started their allergens and realized, hey, there's a reaction, whether that's FPIES or an IgE mediated allergy. And if these terminologies are new to you, make sure you listen to earlier episodes where we kind of break down some of these terms and make it really easy for parents who are just starting their allergy journey. I also work with toddlers who already have had a few years of an allergy journey, often have EpiPens. And I also work with babies who don't have a diagnosis of an allergy, but seem to react to most foods that they're exposed to. And parents are kind of left like, what's really going on? These often reactions are termed as intolerances. And again, we come back to what is that underlying cause of why this is happening. All right. So, whether your journey is quite unique and depending on what you've had so far, and whether you've had to explore gut health or not, I'm going to go through the most typical reasons that these are still happening. Many people who approach me haven't really done any gut health support or any nutritional support, and have mainly just focused on elimination diets and reintroduction diets. So we're going to go through and break down all of that because that is a starting point. But if you have started your gut support journey, often there's a lot of there's a lot of things that are thrown around. Maybe it's just been a big focus on probiotics, which alone is truly not enough to really treat the root cause of what's going on in the gut. So the number one reason, and the first one that I'm going to talk about, and the reason I say my clinic takes a gut first approach, is gut health. The gut is the epicenter to a child's well-being. It is what regulates the immune system. It's what communicates daily with the brain. It's the area in which we absorb our nutrients that feed that growing, beautiful body. It's also the house to the largest microbiome, which goes on to communicate with the rest of the body to maintain good health. If the gut is inflamed, then it can cause gaps in the gut wall, which then goes on to allow undigested protein particles to leak into the bloodstream and activate the immune system, causing even more inflammation. And if there is a microbiome imbalance in the gut, so the balance of good and bad or not so great bacteria in the gut, then This also dysregulates the immune system, but it also causes more inflammation, and they kind of feed each other. The inflammation feeds the imbalance in the microbiome known as dysbiosis, and dysbiosis goes on to feed inflammation. So this is the very first place we start, and we start this step whether your child is showing gut symptoms or not. We simply need to make sure that the gut is well taken care of before we then go on to the next step. The next big step of why, and so to address this, we will be talking more about how to work and support your baby's gut in future episodes. And also, you can have a look at our website. The link is in the show notes. But for now, we're just going to be talking about the biggest reasons of why your child is still reacting despite you attempting elimination diets, probiotics, and other things. So that's our number one reason. Gut health has not been properly supported. Our second reason is the immune system is still confused. Now, why is the immune system confused? And this might seem really obvious if you're thinking, duh, of course the immune system is confused. That's why they're reacting to foods. But what is that underlying reason of why the immune system is confused, right? The immune system doesn't want to be confused. The immune system wants to be like a seesaw in balance, going up and down. So let's think, what does the immune system need to maintain good balance? And we need nutrition, so key nutrients that support the immune system. And often with all the babies and toddlers that I work, the key nutrients that are needed for immune regulation and in immune balance are below those optimal levels. We then also need the gut and the immune system in the gut to be well taken care of. So if the gut is overloaded, the immune system is going to be overloaded. So that's why we always take that gut first approach. And then we need to just calm that overreactive immune response. If the immune system has been in overdrive for a long time because of reaction after reaction, and the immune system is almost gotten used to that state of inflammation, then it's going to react. And this is why sometimes some allergies continually get worse. And that's why some adults start to get more and more allergies as well as they get older, because that underlying inflammation, immune dysregulation hasn't been properly supported. So we need to break that down and assess why is the immune system confused and work from there. And there are beautiful natural ways that we can balance the immune system, and that isn't commonly spoken about in the typical medical approach. Then going back, okay, so yes, that is a key thing, and I kind of already mentioned this when I was talking about the immune system. The third big reason of why your child is still reacting to foods is nutritional deficiencies. Now, whether the nutritional deficiencies are happening because of what's going on in the gut, or simply not getting enough in the diet, or maybe they had a start on lower stores because of what was going on during pregnancy and postpartum. The reason behind the nutritional stores being low will be unique to each child. So it's more about what can we do to support those key nutrients. The very first nutrients that we look at and see could this be low is zinc, iron, vitamin D, vitamin A, and then we look at other nutrition as a total. But those are the biggest 4 nutrients that have an influence on how our child is reacting to a food. So if you have been on this allergy journey for several months, several years, maybe even, and your child has always had this suboptimal levels of vitamin D or these suboptimal levels of iron, then they're not going to have that foundation for the immune system to feel balanced and regulated and safe to stop reacting. So you could be doing all these elimination diets back and forward. Maybe you've even seen a naturopath and they've given you a herbal with immune support. They haven't addressed these underlying nutritional gaps. And I'm not talking about, oh yeah, I tested and the GP said that the levels were fine. I'm talking about optimal levels. The immune system wants to be thriving. The immune system doesn't want to just be dealing with the dregs and leftovers of a nutritional stores that are just okay. All right. And then our very last reason of why we continue to see reactions in children is too much restrictions, because there's so much food fear and because there have been so many reactions. We start to avoid more and more foods often, and we can't move forward because those underlying factors haven't been addressed that we've just discussed. And then that goes on to uh, lead to the body not recognizing that those foods, because it's been such a long time since it's been exposed to that food, or it's just in a constant state of inflammation. So more and more restriction diets, and then from restriction diets we get more and more nutritional deficiencies, which then coexist with all these other things that we've already spoken about. All right, that's a lot of information to process. And I hope you know that this is all coming from a profound space of compassion and empathy for where you are at right now. I know it's hard. And I really just want to give you this information so you can feel a weight lift and realize, okay, there is actually a way forward. I am not stuck dealing with these allergies for the rest of my life. I am not stuck here thinking, when is my child not going to need an EpiPen? There are key ways to support your child, and there are key ways to get them moving towards food freedom so that you don't have to constantly be juggling new separate meals and making sure that everyone around us knows about the allergy, trying to keep them safe. My wish for you is that my goal really for everyone who is facing food allergies is to address these key factors that go on to have this lifelong benefit of health. So just to recap, we want the four biggest reasons of why a child is still reacting is inflamed gut, immune system still being dysregulated, nutritional gaps, and elimination diets. And they kind of feed into each other on how they impact each other and why a child goes on to continue having these food reactions, and no matter what you've tried in elimination and so on. I'm going to be talking much more about all this in my upcoming masterclass. So if you would like to join, make sure to have a look at the link in the show notes. And I'm going to be talking about the root causes of allergies. And we're going to be talking about what are the steps involved in treating those root causes. And then at the end, we're also going to have a great opportunity to chat and ask questions and really see where your child at. Where do you think your child, what area is your child most likely to be causing their allergy? Is it gut health? Is it nutrition? Is it immune dysregulation? What is it? So I'll help you. I'm going to provide you with resources to help you figure out what you need to focus on, and then also talk about the steps that I take involved in treating those root causes. I hope to see you there. Thank you for listening so far, and have a beautiful day, and see you in the next episode. Bye for now.